In today's video, we're going to be diving into the upcoming pattern where things are beginning to look warmer and warmer. There still is chances of these major cooldowns coming in, but we have been warmer, and for at least the next little while, we are going to be warmer as well. We also have some pretty major storms on the way to discuss, as well as some severe weather chances as we're kind of entering into the second half of a very, very active June. So let's go ahead and take a look at the past 14 days of temperatures. And as you can see, we've still been cooler over the past 14 days, which is almost, well, it's all of June and then the last 2 days of May. We've had really cool temperatures, especially for the central plains into the middle Midwest, lower Midwest area, as well as some of the Ohio Valley there. We have seen some significant warming in the southeastern sector. You might remember a couple of days ago they were in the blue, but we've had such a warm past few days here that it's been enough to kind of switch the tides, if you will, and kind of turn us into another direction. Of course, again, if you keep up with the videos, there's no surprise here that there has been a highly warm compared to normal west because of that positive P&A that has been in effect, which is really what has led to a lot of this cold that we've seen here in the east. Super cool stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at the upcoming temperatures. And again, this western area is still warm. There's, of course, some signs of cooling along the coast, which could spell the end of this positive P&A pattern. Still, we see some Arctic air masses that are trying to move into the United States, but this warmth is putting up a pretty good fight there. Again, the East Coast and especially the Southeast recently. Today it's more in the Northeast, but the Southeast has been very warm the last few days. Let's take a look at tomorrow on Friday the 13th. We see a mostly cooler east with some warm pockets like the Mid-Atlantic here, as well as some of the Midwest and kind of central northern plains there, but many of these areas are cooler than normal. This warmth, on the other hand, out west is being pushed continuously further and further eastward, which is very interesting. Let's keep this going, though, and we see that trend kind of continue. We do see warmer times ahead, especially as we near kind of the 18th, 19th, 20th, but that cold wants to try to keep putting up a fight. It seems like we can't break this constant boundary of cold and warmth that is going on in the northern United States. Of course, you might be thinking that's obvious, but this is all compared to normal. So we do have below normal temperatures trying to enter into these areas, and that is below their own normal. So a lot of people will get the misconception like, okay, cold temperatures are normal in the north, but this is cooler than what is normal. The main thing that keeps this, again, conflict happening is the above normal temperatures that are really taking over most of the western half of North America. That's really not budging, and it's really not allowing for super, super warm air to really establish itself, at least not consistently over the eastern states. Looking towards some of our storminess, we have immediately here, as of today, some interesting dynamics at play. We have this warm front look from this low in Colorado. Some storms moving northward from the Gulf. This is probably very humid, very hot thunderstorms occurring in there for today. As we move towards tomorrow on Friday the 13th, we see a much larger scale thunderstorm risk for a lot of the eastern states here, as you can see. Looking towards Saturday as well, the 14th, this area does spread eastward, but we do continue to see thunderstorm activity for a lot of the eastern states here. Some of these darker pockets, again, going to be more widespread activity in there. As we keep going towards Sunday the 15th, again, it's continuing to get squeezed further and further eastward here. For Monday the 16th, more isolated in this case, a lot less widespread, but we do see, again, many and maybe even all of the eastern United States here seeing a chance of at least isolated thunderstorms there on Monday the 16th. Tuesday the 17th gets maybe even more widespread again as we have these darker shades popping up here for a lot of the east. We also have a stronger low there between Kansas and Nebraska. It doesn't really have a super big cold front yet, but we could see that happen here the hours following, and we actually do. That low transfers northward. This is 5 a.m. on Wednesday the 18th. We see 995 there in southern Minnesota, dragging cold front and also an extending warm front there. So expect some warmer temperatures to try to be pushing northward in the eastern states here, as you can see. But this cold, dry air behind that cold front is swinging in. This conflict of those two air masses is causing this instability and really this sudden area of thunderstorms, probably severe weather as well, happening here a good 5 or 6 days from now in the medium range. For Thursday on the 19th, we see this moving into the eastern United States. So again, Thursday the 19th. Friday the 20th, a lot of this is said and done. We still have some isolated chances of thunderstorms in the deeper southeast, but it is quite isolated. The north central states dealing with some chances of showers and thunderstorms here by Friday the 20th. Saturday the 21st, a lot of the same. Sunday on the 22nd, though, we do see another low in the same area, South Dakota, with a really good signal for a warm front here. This is in the long range. We're crossing right over it into it here. This is day 10, so keep in mind that is right where we start to take things with a grain of salt, so take it with a grain of salt. We're going to be watching again for overnight Sunday into Monday for that development of a cold front as we see the temperatures cool off a little bit, so let's see if that does occur. And really, it doesn't happen on as large of a scale with this one. We do get this sort of frontal boundary setting up for a lot of the plains, Midwest, and Great Lakes here, but it's not a sweeping cold front that's moving into a hot, humid environment at all. Looking towards Tuesday, that does lower down a little bit. Wednesday, the 25th, we see the eastern states. It depends on where you're at, but a lot of the Midwest here, Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, are seeing some chances of thunderstorms, and also areas very close to the Gulf here. As we keep going towards Thursday, the 26th, not a lot changes from there. And then for Friday, the 27th, it looks like that date is going to be very similar also. Looking at the total precipitation, it's no surprise that a lot of these areas that saw multiple days of these events do see the highest amounts of precipitation in the east. So think the northern plains, upper Midwest, into some of the like Ohio Valley area. But really, everywhere east of the plains is doing really decent here, unless you're in one of these little tiny dry slots that we can see on screen. Looking at the anomalies, again, most areas east of the plains are above what is average. The blues even being double to 3 times your average, so very, very abnormally active in some of these spots. As we take a look at the Storm Prediction Center outlooks here, this is for today on Thursday the 12th. We're going to go category by category. In the lighter greens, we expect general thunderstorms. It's called a general thunderstorm risk area. We do not expect severe weather, but anything is possible, so heed every watch, warning, and advisory. We do have potentially the most dark green areas I've ever seen. We have 5, or actually 6 marginal risk regions there, and that is where we expect isolated severe weather to occur. And then the yellow region there for the northern and central plains is going to be your level 2 slight risk, where we expect scattered about severe weather. Looking towards day 2, tomorrow on Friday the 13th, again, we have a very large general thunderstorm risk area, as well as a very large marginal risk area, and even a larger slight risk there for a lot of, I would say, the western plains, just to the east of the Rockies. Saturday the 14th, pretty similar. We're just missing the slight risk as of now, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see it upgraded to that even as we're getting closer to Saturday on the 14th. With all that being said, be sure to subscribe. We upload every single day. You can even hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload so you never miss one. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.